Going to begin with the British Act against the Indian industries. The British were very keen in controlling and containing the Indian industries. They never want to make the Indian industries to grow, and they never took a concrete step in developing the Indian craftsman industries or cottage industries in India. And these Britishers, they framed many policies. In that, the free trade policy was a very big blow on the Indian industries, because these British people, while they are carrying the raw material from India, there is no need for them to pay any tax. And also, after finishing the goods, finished the product, while they are bringing the product into the country, also there is no need for them to pay any tax. So, with the help of the machineries, they are capable of producing a huge amount of material at a cheap cost, and they can sell it here at a high cost. So what happened, they are making a huge profit out of this one. But if you take Indians, so the Indians, they have to pay tax for everything, the raw material what they are buying, the second quality, third quality material they are buying for their products, that also they have to pay a very big tax. And after finishing the goods, while selling the goods in India as well as abroad, they have to pay a huge tax. So all these things created a setback. So the even the industrial pace in India was started, it is not in a good pace, not in a growing pace, because the Britishers are very keen in controlling the growth of the Indian industries. So the Indian industries were not well developed in every area. It is different in different area. Few areas it may be well developed, and few areas it may remain backward. And another important thing is the drainage of wealth by the British people. This British people, actually, they started draining the wealth from India by imposing heavy duties, by bringing the raw material, by bringing the finished goods, by exporting the raw material, and in all aspect, these people started draining the wealth of India. Because if you take the earlier rulers like Mughals, and in medieval time other rulers of Islamic rulers who came from the Central Asia, all those people, they came here, they conquered the land, they settled themselves here, and they started ruling here. They made this place flourish, and they developed the economy of India. But here, these British people, they came here, they take away all the raw material, they take away all the wealth, they take away all the profit what they made in India to their country. So their country started developing, and our country started suffering in the hands of the Britishers. And soon this fact was shown or witnessed by the people. The people became poverty stricken, and there was a very big difference between the people. There is a very big gap between the rich and the poor. And even in the rural areas, the rich landlords and the factory owners, merchants, they started exploiting the poor and landless people. And farmers were oppressed with heavy land revenue, and these craftsmen were became jobless. And people who got unemployed, they started moving to the cities and started employing themselves in the factories. And in that factory also, those peoples were ill treated. Like the condition of working is not that much good, and also they have to work for a long period. So all these things make the people suffer under the British regime. And also they want to fight against this kind of attitude of Britishers, and they want to kick these Britishers out of the country. So there comes the feeling of fighting for their freedom. And along with that, heavy land revenue collection and the failure of crops made the farmers give up their lands and move themselves to the cities. And what I said, that is right. Okay, they started employing themselves and they suffered. They want to kick the Britishers out of the country. That's it. Now let us see the case study. So in this case study, we are going to learn about the textile industry in India. So if you take textile industry in India, it was in a good, good profitable manner before the arrival of the Britishers. And the craftsmen, they used the looms for weaving the cloths, and this loom was the basic technique used by the Britishers in the Britain for developing the textile machineries. And in India, India is rich in raw material like cotton, silk, and jute. And all these raw materials were converted into quality products from Lucknow, Banaras, Murshidabad, and Dhaka. And the economy and social condition of Indians were fair and good, because the poor people, they were able to have their meals and they can wear a cheap cloth, and the rich people, they can have a luxurious cloth. And Indian industries were paid attention and they were developed. And the Indian craftsmanship and Indian craft and cottage industries were at a good condition before the entry of the Britishers. Once the British people, they entered India, their aim is to close these Indian textile industries so that they can purchase the raw material at cheap cost, they can sell their finished goods at high cost. And soon by 1880s, everywhere the British textiles were sold around India, and people were also fond of the British goods. And soon the world's most leading exporter of textile was turned into a world's biggest importer of the textiles. That is, India became an importer of textiles. Along with that, the heavy duty implemented by the Britishers became the last nail on the coffin of the textile industry. And all these things created the thinking, and these things created a thinking that they have to fight back these Britishers, they have to get their freedom. This feeling was brought into the minds of the Indian people. And along with that, the textile industries were revived by the great leader like Gandhiji, by his non-violent movement like Swadeshi movement. So by this Swadeshi movement, people were encouraged to wear homespun and weaved cloths. So by this, the sixth chapter of history is over. Thank you, class.